Good morning, everyone. Happy Thursday. I am Nancy Quinn, business coach and body language trainer to interior designers. Notice how I start every live differently, Lesley. And then welcome, Lesley, my associate coach and luxury interior designer. We are here to talk about the profitable interior designer, how to be one on a regular basis. So we pull topics from the Facebook group, the Interior Design Business Forum. We pull topics from the questionnaire at the top of the group. In the Interior Design Business Forum, we have a question ability that you can ask us a question and we will answer them live here. And we will always change your name. So, Lesley, tell everybody what we're talking about today.
Oh, a great topic about money that I love, because we get this question a lot from our Profit Insiders. And to me, it seems kind of clear, but I think there's a lot of confusion about this. But the question we received was, can I charge for time spent on site visits, shopping, and emails? Meaning this person is totally clear, like they can charge for their time, order tracking, procuring, working on design. But what about these things when you are going to check on a contractor on site or doing some extra sourcing? Maybe you're shopping for accessories for the project.
Yes.
Sending some emails that seem kind of, can you charge for that?
Yes.
Yes.
So
let's over. Yes, no.
Let's give it a really simple starting answer. Okay. The high level. If you are doing something the client would have to do if you didn't exist, or answering any client emails, it is something that is billable.
Yes.
Or text or phone calls. Designers are not charging enough for their time. They're not considering all the little things they do and how that really adds up. Mm-hmm. And they're afraid to charge 15 minutes for one text that took them 3 minutes to answer. But their attention got taken away from something else. They had to read it, formulate the answer it quickly, even if it's quick. Now you have to bring your attention back to what you were doing. So at minimum, to me, we tell our Profit Insiders, you should be charging a 10-minute minimum, if not 15, for every text, every email, every phone call, no matter how long it takes you, and use that as your standard. How much do you do, Lesley?
So we bill in 15-minute increments. And I will say, like, I'm going to put a little more nuance here. Mm-hmm. If it's literally like yes or a quick response, I might not charge for that. But,
especially if it's a one-off, like they don't usually do that. Yeah.
Yeah. But if there's, it took me 5 minutes or so, I'll put in the 15 minutes, and maybe there's another message or two throughout the day. I'll still include that in that 15 minutes. I'm not literally billing for 15 minutes anytime I look at my phone for a client. There's definitely a balance between making sure that you are compensated well for your time but also billing fairly. I certainly don't want to abuse the fact. However, if I spent 5 minutes on something, I'm going to put 15 minutes down because I know that there was more time surrounding that. I know that there was onboarding and offboarding, and maybe I answered a text, but then I had to go document it in the design software or in my project management software. I had to update something. You don't realize how much is going on behind the scenes. It isn't just the actual time you physically are writing something on your phone. There's more to it. And like you said, Nancy, it also pulls your focus away from other projects to make sure that you're really well taking care of whatever that is. And I want to make sure that that is heard by people, because it's one thing to just like blast off a text and keep going and be like, it took 30 seconds. And then you've forgotten to document information. You haven't communicated appropriately. You've missed details. It's okay to spend time on these communication things and bill for them, because this is what keeps the project moving and make sure things are successful in the end.
And organized, right? So it only takes you 2 minutes to respond to an email. However, then like you said, then you're going back and putting it in the right file or in Trello or Asana, documenting on your calendar, follow-ups, wherever you need to put it. And you're not saying to the client, answered your text and then stored it properly so I could find it in the future, right? You're just saying that's a 10-minute or a 15-minute interval. And like Lesley said, there's nuances here. There's logic. There's what type of client is it? Do they abuse it? And you have to come down hard on this so that they stop abusing it. It helps keep your boundaries if you have trouble keeping your boundaries, which I prefer you just learn how to keep your boundaries. But this is one way that also can prevent a client from abusing a privilege of texting you, because none of you should really be allowing texting when it comes to your relationships with your clients. You should pick another way that can help keep track of your communications in a more organized fashion so you don't forget anything. So I don't recommend it anyway, but if it's happening, you want to get paid for it. So you are doing things like ordering product or paying someone to order product. If you didn't exist, the client would have to do that. So you are billing for that. That's part of your hourly rate for your company. And I'm going to add an extra bonus tip here because it's, we got a flood of new clients recently, and one of them is charging different rates for different jobs within their firm.
We hear this a lot. I'm X dollars an hour because I'm the principal and my junior designer's here and my admin person is here. Your face, Nancy. I'm like, we're not doing that.
I hate that business model, and I will say it just as clear as I can say it. You are the principal designer charging, let's say, $200 an hour. Then you have your junior designer charge $150. And then your admin person, well, they're just keeping track of things, ordering and tracking. I only charge $75 for that. Just, okay? So I'll add that at the end of the story. You end up, God forbid, as principal designer, ill for a month. You have to delegate a lot to your staff, more than usual. You have to talk them through how to do certain things because you're not at full capacity. Does that mean your whole company makes less money because you've delegated to the other people? And let's say the other people, God forbid, are out for a month and you as a principal designer are doing more than you normally do. You're doing some admin work. Does that mean your client's going to be billed more because you're the one who did it? You are the principal of your company. You decide how you delegate. You decide what you do versus what your staff does. So please don't do that. Don't charge different rates for different functions within your firm. Do a company rate. And it also gives you a lot less admin to keep track of, a lot less billing complications. So that's just an extra tip I wanted to throw in there while we had people
that's
here.
Great advice because we hear this all the time. And often what we recommend, I'm going to give a bonus tip because I think people are going, wait, but I'm $250 an hour. I can't charge that for admin. You're right. Maybe you can't. So instead of you being $250 and your admin being $75, your company rate becomes $175 across the board.
Or $200.
Or $200.
But by the way, you can charge $250 across the board if you're a designer in certain areas with certain experience and you're very efficient and confident and you're attracting your ideal client who are very, wealthy and people who appreciate your service. Yes, you can charge. Anything my company does for you is calculated at a $250 hour rate. Why? Because we're really good at what we do. And we can. And it allows me to be here for you today doing what you need me to do. Yeah. I'm not in business to be poor. I'm not in business not to make money. I'm in business to be profitable and be there for the clients who need me. So stop working for free, which is the title of this podcast. And you can charge clients for your paid in-home consultation, your design time, so your design fee, your project management fee, finishing touches, and in some states you can take a margin on your industry partners as well. And then of course margin on furnishings, which is a huge moneymaker for everybody. So did we miss anything?
I wanted to talk before we go to point number 3 about site visits, because I think there's sometimes a mentality of like, well, I'm just going to swing by the site and make sure everything's okay. It's 15 minutes. Yes, I know you're going to get to that too. But a story from my own business, I have a large addition project that tile is going in this week. And the tile getting installed is all the specialty tile that we sourced, spec provided. So I've had 2 meetings on site this week. Both were well over an hour each, a couple multiple hours. One of them was multiple hours. And it's one of those things that I was like, man, like that's a lot of time to bill my client for being there. But I was like, you know what? This ensured from the beginning, we did not miss a detail. We are doing a custom border tile in one room, and we talked through every corner, how it's going to get mitered. Where's like, we have a little gap here. Is it the black or the white marble going in there? I mean, we got so detailed. It's going to look phenomenal and blow the clients away. And that is worth every penny of my time and the tile installer's time and the builder's time being together taking care of that. Like, it is not frivolous when you are doing a site check, because there are so many decisions and so many things that can be caught early. And we save time, money, and mistakes.
I was just going to say that.
Yeah, this will save my clients time, money, and a lot of money and mistakes in the future. So yes, bill for site visits. Your presence there, your eyes on thing, your detail, your communication is so valuable. I do want to mention, before you go into the just thing, because I love that little topic, but we do want to mention, do not charge clients when you are invoicing for your own design fees. If you're sending the contract, those are administrative tasks. Do not charge for bookkeeping. I mean, not as a line item, not like my bookkeeper spent 15 minutes reconcile. Like, that's not billable. You setting up the project in your systems is not billable. But sourcing time, creating proposals for clients, getting price, I mean, just about everything else is billable, because you are doing work that the client would have to do if you are not there.
Correct. So like Lesley said, you are billing them for your job. That's cost of doing business. Don't bill them for that. You're not taking away from the hours that they've paid you.
Yeah.
When you're meeting with your staff in general about, some people do this once a week, meeting with their staff. You're meeting about all the clients and all the functions and touching base with your staff. That's not billable to the client. Okay.
I will say the exception would be, and I've had this happen, where we end up deep diving on something very client specific for like a solid 10 or 15 minutes. I will bill for that, but that's the exception, not the rule. You're absolutely right that high level team meetings, conversations are not typically billed. And I don't bill for my weekly email updates that I send every Friday.
And I agree with that. You should not bill for your weekly updates that you give to your client. That is your decision to send weekly updates, and you should, to keep the client on schedule. And this is why your hourly rate's not $20 an hour, $25 an hour, $45 an hour. The reason why your hourly rate's $150, $200, $250 is because there is a lot to running an interior design business. There's a lot of software that's needed. There's a lot of assistance needed, accountants, bookkeepers, lawyers sometimes. There's so much to running it. And as you grow, you need to pay for different software. You need money to grow your business, period. It's not just about what you're worth standing in that square in that client's home giving advice. It's more than that. So you want to make sure you're always profitable. And the just conversation is one that I had with my virtual CFO, Megan Dolly. We did a live yesterday. I go live once a month with her. Always good topics. You should go watch them. But I loved what she came on with yesterday. How many times do we say, well, it's just a pillow, so I sourced it for them and I didn't charge them for it. It's just a quick stop by with the contractor there. And it's on my way to the food store. So it wasn't a real problem for me to do it. So I just didn't bill them for it. I'm paying for a monthly subscription for this program. That's just kind of fun, but I really don't need it. But it's okay. I just did
a few dollars, so it's fine. Like,
only 20. It's just $20 a month or $50 a month. How many times? And Megan's homework from yesterday's live that you guys can watch on my YouTube channel or in the Facebook group, the Interior Design Business Forum. It was so insightful, and her homework was simple. Just notice every time you're saying "just" in your head. Right? Notice every time you're giving another benefit to the client, because it's just a quick little decision. It's just an additional little lamp they need me to find. Well, all those little justs add up. It adds up to an hour. And that's pretty much what happens. Anyone who's always giving away for free, how many people watching give things away for free once in a while? Now, like Lesley is always good at pointing out, there's always exceptions to every company policy. But I'd like you to have a company policy that you don't just give away your services, or you don't just pay for services that you aren't sure are going to be a benefit to you in the end. Okay, so making money is why you're in business, not being broke all the time from the minute you started your business till today. Okay.
Yep.
So tell them what we would like them to do if they're undercharging based on anything we've said.
You need the key. So if you are charging too little, justing yourself out of money, unsure about pricing, you've probably heard us talk about the key. It is our baby. We love it. And I use it in my own business weekly. We now have the key with an AI companion. There is a custom chat GPT robot. I call him my robot assistant, where instead of using the key spreadsheet, which is still super easy, you can talk to chat GPT and price out your complete project. It is amazing how it can open your eyes to what you actually need to be charging to be profitable. And this isn't just you spitballing numbers. This is Nancy's X years of industry experience. I've been in design for 20 years now. These are real numbers, real information. And this is the paper courage, even though it's a robot, it's the robot courage you need to say, this is what it costs to get the job done. Let's go. So I hope you will check out the key if you are not as profitable as you would like to be, because we have a solution for you.
Yeah. And the solution comes with a 1-hour training video that's not just how to use the key. It's literally how to price your interior design business right from that point forward, right? We go through every detail of how we want you pricing, how we want you billing, and then how to use the key. And with the GPT, like Leslie's saying, you can literally say, I need to do a living room, a dining room, and finishing touches in 3 other little rooms. How much should I be charging for this? And they'll go, the key GPT will ask you certain questions and come up with the answer for you. So someone's asking, where do I find the key? There is this is on Instagram. So Instagram, it should be in my bio, in my links. You can find the key from my website, which is still nancyganzokofer.com. You can see above my head and look for the link to the key. So many people are using this at this point that even in presentations from other coaches, they're presenting the key because they're using it as well and they're teaching people, right? So it's a great product. I'm very proud of it. Lesley and I worked hard on it, and the designers who are using it are spending about 15 minutes to price their design jobs. Mm-hmm. And then we also give them the proposal template, the Canva proposal template, that they can create their proposal, present it to the client. And then, of course, they get their approval. They can negotiate it at that point and then present their contract. So we give so much information in this product. It's well worth it. So stop being broke. Stop not making enough money for the jobs that you do close. Price yourself right. And you can use that money to continue to grow your business. This is where I get so frustrated with designers. Like, they don't have enough money in their bank account to grow their business, right? They make money, they take it out. They make money, they take it out, or they're not making enough money to pay themselves. And this is what drives me absolutely insane. So I'm on a mission to make sure interior designers charge properly and make money. Otherwise, why be a business owner? So, all right, I won't be on my soapbox anymore. There is a link to the key in the description. If you are on YouTube or Facebook, if you're on Instagram, please go to my website or my links in my bio on Instagram, and you'll see a link to my website, nancyganzokofer.com, and get the key if you are struggling. All right, Lesley, I'll see you next week.
Have a good week. Go make some money, y'all.
Go make some money. Bye, everybody.